And good morning. Welcome to Wednesday on TV, Mornings with Luann and Tim. My friend, how are you?
I'm going to say, let there be light, and magic will happen. It didn't happen. Okay, we have a light out. I thought it was going to be magical. And I'm well.
Good.
Oh, there's my sunshine.
There it is, just like that.
See, it takes a couple flicks.
Yeah.
I'm well, thank you.
Good,
yes, well rested, feel good this morning.
Awesome.
Yes, beautiful weather again
Oh,
today.
you know what? It's so much more comfortable sleeping, right?
And
when you can breathe.
Gearing up for Rotaryfest this weekend.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, it's starting. What day is this? Wednesday?
Starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite times of the year.
Is it?
Rotaryfest?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you go to everything?
No, I don't think anybody could possibly go to everything.
There's so much
to do. But I go to a lot of stuff.
Do you?
I go to a lot of the music stuff. I like all the music stuff. And of course, I love the parade.
Love the parade.
Stop singing.
I keep forgetting.
No, that's okay. You can sing before the parade passes by. There you go. I love a parade. Anyway, now you got me on parade songs.
Yeah, apparently.
I do love a parade. But I'm going to be actually in the parade twice.
Oh, good.
Well, because
you do love a parade.
I do. The cast of Mamma Mia is going to be in the parade, and I'm in the cast of Mamma Mia.
Okay.
So I'm going to have my Mamma Mia T-shirt on, running down the street promoting Mamma Mia.
Are
but
you?
then also, Pride Fest has a float in, so I figure partway through the parade, I'll just jump ship from the Mamma Mia float and then go to the Pride Fest float to hang out with that gang.
You're just so fickle.
No, I'm popular.
Oh, pardon-moi. Pardonnez-moi. You know what? Speaking of popularity.
Oh, a nice segue,
Yesterday, thanks. Yesterday, I spent a little extra time watching former President Barack Obama.
Oh.
He was in South Africa as a guest speaker to celebrate the 100th birthday of Nelson Mandela.
Oh, wow.
Such an eloquent speaker.
What a statesman.
So classy. So you have Trump and Putin, and you have Mandela and Barack Obama. And so, it's hard not to draw the line in the sand.
The parallels. And let's take a look at the ridiculousness of the situation.
Oh my goodness.
Would and wouldn't.
And you know what? It's interesting because he's inspiring, I think.
Obama.
Yes.
Well, yes.
And he talked about how,
he made some remarks that were kind of...
when somebody gets called out on a lie, usually they feel bad. They apologize. He said, some other people just keep lying.
Yep.
Just keep lying.
Yep.
And of course, he never said any names or anything, but it was very good to hear him again.
Did you actually see the footage of President Trump reading from that script?
Oh,
he said,
my goodness.
I meant to say, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, and would be. Yeah, okay.
And then he to me, he looked like he was exhausted. His face was all droopy, as though he'd been tossing and turning all night, and they told him, you've got to say this.
You got to say it.
You've got to say this.
You know what? It looked to me like he had a difficult time reading it.
Well, and then he said, instead of saying repeal, he said repel. No, instead of saying repel, he said repeal. So he couldn't even read. He can't even read.
Exactly.
And then he goes off script after saying, I should have said, what I meant to say was, I thought this would have been clear that I meant this. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. And now, and then he said something about, or some other people.
Or some other people, yeah.
It went off script. He refuses to just say it was Russia.
Yeah.
He's got to throw in there that it might have been China, might have been North Korea.
Could have been anybody,
Yeah. We don't have any proof. Yes, you do.
You know what? All you have to do is, during that news conference, go back, take a look at it, and watch Mr. Putin's face the whole time. And it's not just about one word that Mr. Trump misspoke.
No, his entire speech is geared toward...
Putin walked out of there got this one.
Yep.
Not good.
Keith just sent me a meme. Like, I guess you call it a meme. It's the theme from the Golden Girls. Remember that? Thank you for being a friend. But all the heads of B. Arthur, Betty White, and Rue McClellan had them replaced with Mike Pence, Donald Trump, and Putin. And they're all like in their bathrobes. And then Sophia is played by Kim Jong-un, who comes running in with a knife in his hand into the kitchen, and they all like, It's all,
You know what? So much fodder there. So much material for memes, right?
It's sad, though.
It is. It's a bit, you know what?
Makes us feel good about us, though.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and speaking of that.
Except for sex ed.
Yeah, there's that. ONNtv is actually going to do a show.
Who is?
ONNtv is going to do a show, yeah. And it's going to be 2 for Trump people and 2 for Trudeau people.
Oh, Trump versus Trudeau.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. We'll let you know when that's coming up.
I'd rather see Trump and Trudeau in the boxing ring like Trudeau did with that other minister.
You know what? That would be awesome.
Trudeau would take him down.
Oh, in a second.
He's lithe and fit, and Trump would be out there eating cheeseburgers.
Saying I wouldn't. So what'd you do last night?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I rehearsed for that wedding that I'm singing at.
How is that?
Well, I don't know. I just heard in my head. Stop it. It was, well, of course, it's always fun to spend time with Donna Hilsinger.
Yes.
We always have a good time together. And Joanne Mantha McConnell. See, now I knew Joanne Mantha McConnell when she worked for the school board. And when I worked for public health, we did a lot of stuff for communications together. And now she's the organist at the church, Our Lady of Good Counsel. Is that the one?
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, it was nice to see Joanne again. She's going to be playing for us. And here's a kind of a kooky story.
This is... Yeah, listen.
The mother of the bride. Okay, so Donna and I get hired by this young bride to sing at her wedding, and so they asked to meet with us, which of course I'm meeting with the bride and the mother of the bride, and Donna arranges the meeting at the water tower, and we go in and we sit down, and there's this lady, and she says to me, "Oh my gosh, it's you." And I said, "Well, yes, it is." And she said, "You were in the restaurant the night my hair caught fire." So... I was out for dinner with a friend at a timely manner.
You're so hot.
For dinner with a friend at a timely manner, and I'm sitting here, my friend's sitting there, and there's a table of like 3 or 4 beside this way. And at one point during the meal, the lady beside me leaned forward across the table, and I guess her hair and the spray got near the candle, and her hair ignited. Well, I didn't see it, but my dinner guest did, and sort of went, "Oh my God, that woman's hair is on fire." And I look, and the smoke's coming out of the back of her head. And then her friends see it at the same time that I do. So now we're pouring water, and we're getting smoke out, and I threw napkins on her and stuff to put the smoke out.
Oh my goodness.
So she says to me, "You were there that night?" And I was like, yes, I was. And then Donna Hilsinger says, "Well, so was I."
What?
Donna and her partner were at a different table that very same night, and she remembers it too, because none of us could eat afterwards because the whole restaurant smelled like burnt hair.
Kinda.
But how weird was it that
you and Donna are singing at her daughter's.
Singing at her daughter's wedding, and we were both there the night that her hair caught on fire.
Nobody said Sault Ste. Marie's a small town. No, not at all.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Isn't that?
Small world.
What a coinkydink.
Yeah, what did you do?
I made some dinner and then watched a couple of videos and then went to bed early.
I did too. I was in bed by 10.
I was in bed by like 8:15. I wasn't sleeping, but I was in bed. By 9, out like a light.
Because you start an hour earlier than I do in the morning.
Yeah, I'm up at 4:45 now. Yeah.
Oh my God. When you did radio, how time did you have to wake up?
4:45. So I get a half hour.
Half hour bonus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the fact that you have to work so hard.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. All right. So talking about Rotaryfest earlier, I have Rotaryfest guests today.
Oh, good.
My friend Shawn Antler is here. Shawn Antler is the director and producer of Stage 1 on Queen Street. And it's all the bands and the music and stuff. So she's going to be on promoting that today.
You know what? If she's involved, it's going to go tickety-boo.
Yes. And then Sally Toivonen from Backyard Boradway is back, but she's bringing with her Josh Ingram from the Downtown Association to talk about what's going on in front of the old stone house and all that stuff. And that's for the block party. And it's all part of, it's like the first day of Rotary. It's tomorrow.
Oh.
Which is the first day of Rotaryfest.
It is.
And they're closing down the street, right?
Really?
I think so. I don't know. They're going to tell us when they come
Apparently
here.
we're going to find out.
We are, and you have news?
Yes, I have news as always. We have some concerns about Northern Ontario healthcare. Go figure.
That's new.
Yeah, and we're
Hasn't
going to...
been going on for decades at all.
No, and we're going to talk about, the sex ed issue, and we have the Premier himself commenting on it.
Ooh, any news on trains or buses?
None.
Okay.
No.
Well, we're stuck here, so you might as well watch us. You can't leave town. Unless you're on the 1130 Northlander, you're stuck. No, no, we've got a great morning ahead of you, ahead of us.
Yeah.
Here on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. Stay with us. We'll be back with Shawn Antler right after this. How's this for a party? Look at all of us sitting here on a Wednesday morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Let's go through the list. To my left, Sally Toivonen, who is the director-producer of Backyard Boradway for Arch. Next to her is the enchantress, not the hag.
Thank you.
Marilyn Stasiuk. Stasiuk, thank you for joining us. Marilyn is a cast member and also the wardrobe mistress for Backyard Boradway. And then Josh Ingram, himself no stranger to the stage, but his role right now is with the Downtown Association, helping to organize all the fun stuff that's going on this week in particular.
Nailed it, Tim.
Thank you. Yay, me! And I'm Tim, the other half of Lou Ann and Tim. So, Sally, you've been on this show now 3 times in 2 weeks.
I know, I feel like I'm living here.
You're going to be my co-host when Lou Ann goes on vacation, I think is what's going to happen.
Probably.
So tell me how you connected with Josh and the Downtown Association with Backyard Boradway. How did this link happen?
Josh's people got a hold of us.
Oh, Josh, you have people now.
He's got people. Yeah.
Look at that, Josh
Your
has
people call my people kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do lunch.
And we're just thrilled. We are so thrilled. And they have been such a wonderful host to us. They actually built us a stage.
Come on.
Yeah, they built us a stage to perform.
Because you have so many cast members for Beauty and the Beast. How many are in your show?
We have a troupe of 22 people.
22? Did you know the stage was going to be that full?
We might have to build some more.
A cast of 22. You had a rehearsal on Monday.
Yes, we did. And it was just on fire. We had so much fun.
At Lamon's Printing.
Yes, we did. Jamie Lamon allows us to use his print shop, and we were all there singing and dancing, and we were doing photos outside as well because Arch gave us these wonderful t-shirts.
Arch gave you the t-shirts?
Arch gave us the t-shirts.
And you get to choose the expression on your t-shirt?
We got to choose the expression on our t-shirts.
And your t-shirt says?
My t-shirt says, dream it, do it, repeat it.
Marilyn, you're not wearing yours today, but tell us what your t-shirt says.
Mine says, life is short. Take the trip, drink the wine, eat the cake.
And I get one.
I guess you do.
I get a t-shirt from Arch because I only did one. I did one show. I did Grease. That was once. I did a cameo appearance. I came to one rehearsal. I did the show, and I still get a t-shirt. And mine says, listen to your soul, or the little voice in your head named Mike. And there's our bucket list challenge, right?
And there we are, bucket list challenge, Backyard Boradway.
And then what's the next one?
Love life, love my life,
That's a checklist for me.
and help the hospice, which is what this is all about.
Which is what this is all about, because everything Sally does with Backyard Boradway is in memory of...
It's all in memory of Alan Toivonen.
Alan, our buddy Alan, who passed away and was fortunate enough to spend his last days with you, surrounded by love at Arch.
Definitely, definitely. And Alan was a barber shopper with the Northland Chorus, and he loved music, and he loved song, and that's how Backyard Boradway came about.
That's how it all came about.
Yeah.
So now, Josh, how did you hear about Backyard Boradway?
You know what? I had some little nieces and nephews who went to go see the show at the Sault Ste. Marie Library. And they just said it was such a wonderful, wonderful initiative, and we were looking for programming, and we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could get a few things off the ground for, local charities, and obviously Arch is a charity that is so worthy of our attention. So when my people reached out, Your people reached out so graciously, and we have that going. And so we have a performance at 7 o'clock right in front of the Old Stone House. But on top of that, we also have the Queen Street Cruisers are coming down, and they're doing a car show. There's about 70 cars registered in the block as well.
What?
And all the proceeds to that initiative also goes to Arch. So we're lucky enough to have two really community-minded people who are spearheaded wonderful initiatives for Arch who are down there. They're helping out.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
See, Marilyn's excited. You didn't know that about the downtown.
I get to see cars.
We'll all be in costume running after those cars.
After those cars, you can all pose, and you can all pose by a car that is from your generation.
Oh, do you think they have any that old?
Well, Marilyn's going to be going up and down the street going, "Where's the horse and buggy? Where's the horse and buggy?" Marilyn, we
needs your
tease.
buggy.
Yes.
The Enchantress.
I just need my horse. Never mind.
And there's more coming. You have a second stage as well, but we're going to talk about that when we come back from break.
Okay, Tim.
So we're going to go to commercial, and then we'll give Josh a chance to talk a little bit more about what the Downtown Association is doing to help launch Rotaryfest tomorrow night.
Awesome.
So exciting. The middle of summer, we're there. It's hump day, and we're going to get over all of this because we know we have so much to look forward to this weekend. We'll be right back with more from Josh Ingram, the Downtown Association, and my friends from Backyard Boradway on Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. We were having so much fun here. We weren't even paying attention to the fact we were coming back live again. So Josh,
So, Tim.
how long have you been with the Downtown Association now?
2 years.
You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you, sir. You know what? It takes a lot of people rowing in the same direction. Community members, vendors, business people who've been down there way longer than I have. City staff. But there's a great team really trying to push things forward for sure.
Excellent. So tell me about. So we know that there's going to be a stage in front of the Old Stone House.
That's right.
And sorry, what time are you blocking Queen Street off tomorrow?
Queen Street is going to start closing down at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Just to get traffic rerouted.
Traffic rerouted. We got stages that need to go up.
Yeah.
We got tons of tents, barricades, things like that. We want to make sure that we're not causing
The vendors
any
have to get
accidents.
onto the street and get their wares and their goods out there, their
Exactly.
demonstrations, whatever. So okay.
Exactly. So
Be prepared to say to reroute yourselves.
Sorry, but it's for a good reason.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we closed down. We're just closing down Pym to Brock Street this
Gotcha.
month. Okay, and the party actually starts at 6 and it goes till midnight.
Starts at 6 and goes till midnight.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There's
love it.
awesome stuff. I mentioned the car
Past
show, but we
my
have
bedtime.
my vendors are my members are going all out. There's deals and prizes in almost every store. We have a little makers market with tons of different local companies signed up, so you'll see them under tents. We have the East to Brock block is entirely licensed. So you can buy a beverage on the street and you can walk the whole block. It's great. Or if you don't feel like walking, we have 2 or 3 patios that are open up in that block too. So you can keep enjoying the music and be outside, but be under an umbrella. So
No, wait a second.
Yeah.
Have you ever licensed the whole block before?
we did a pilot last year and it went great. So we're doing it 5 times this year. So we did one last Saturday.
Yes.
Every other Saturday down on Queen Street, I'm getting a little off topic, but I'll be quick.
No,
Every other
that's okay.
Saturday, the 28th, August 11th, August 25th, East of Brock is closed Saturday afternoons from 1 to 6. There's jumbo games, jumbo checkers, jumbo chess. Those will be at our party tomorrow night too. And you can enjoy
You're
and
doing
drink
that?
and play with your kids. Yeah.
So now, I haven't really addressed the Roger Brooks stuff
Yes.
yet on TV, but
Sure.
I watched this video. Really interesting.
Phenomenal.
This was a guy that you brought in. Was
It was us in the city of Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste.
Yeah.
Marie. So have you heard about this guy?
No.
Oh, okay. So he's a secret shopper, and he comes to town for 4 days, and no one knows he's here. And he just sees, and he has a crew. He comes with cameras and everything. And him and his wife, they loved Sault Ste. Marie. They couldn't get over the waterfront, but he had a number of ideas, 99 initiatives, I think.
That's right.
That he was rough. He was brutal.
He was tough on us.
But that's what you want. You want somebody who's being completely honest.
Honest, yes.
And I hear you just now. You're already implementing some of his things, but the checkers and the chess and the street fun.
That's right. I got to tell you, if you go for a walk down Queen Street, I got to praise my members. If you go for a walk, you'll see it's very different. You'll see a lot of seating. You'll see a lot of greenery. And with the big announcement yesterday, there's a lot of funds coming to downtown over the next 2 years. So we're excited. I think this is the start of a real groundswell movement, and I think downtown will look very different in 2 years from now.
Marilyn,
Yeah.
you and I are close to the same age. You're maybe just a few years on me.
Just a few.
But you remember what it was like back when we were younger, when Queen Street was just alive and vital, and you were down there till 11 o'clock at night. You remember that? I love that you're bringing that back, Josh.
Thank you very much, Tim. It's the work of wonderful people who are willing to come down and give their time. It's volunteers. It's our board of directors. There's so many people that work on this, but our community is wonderful, and I think this is an example of it. So 6 to 11, Backyard Boradway plays at 7 o'clock.
So 22 of you on stage doing their version of Beauty and the Beast, full music, full costumes, full songs, completely staged. The costumes are amazing. Kids are going to love this. Totally free.
Yep.
Absolutely free for your family to come down. 7 o'clock, enjoy Beauty and the Beast on stage in front of the old stone house. And then stick around, wander the 2 blocks.
That's right.
And maybe bring the kids home and get a sitter and then come back.
That's a great idea.
Shop until midnight.
Yeah.
And enjoy the bands on the
Bands
stage
outside,
in front of Lop Lops.
That's right. There's another one right by Tamar's Trends and Heritage Square.
And Luann, who's back in the room, in case you didn't hear, the entire block is licensed. So you can buy a drink somewhere and wander up and down the street.
Yeah,
and
you're whining your cake.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You know what? We better get Luann back
a
on
trip
camera.
down Queen.
I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. So much. Yes. Did you have one?
The Enchantress.
Oh yes. This is what's going to happen now. Everybody watch the TV closely. And Marilyn, can we get a close-up on Marilyn? Zoom in on Marilyn, the Enchantress. Are you ready? Do your duty.
Remember what happened to the Beast. Come to our show and be enchanted.
Or she'll put a spell on you.
Well, an enchantment.
Okay, we'll see everybody down there Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Thanks, Josh Ingram from the Downtown Association. Always Marilyn Stasiak and Sally Toivonen from Backyard Boradway. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you on stage tomorrow night, and we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this. Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going down to Rotaryfest, and for more than just the stage 1.
Why?
Because you'll find up in the next segment what else is going on.
Stage 2 is awesome too.
Stage 2 is also, they're coming in, Megan Wigmore is coming in tomorrow to talk about stage 2.
And that's the one on Queen.
No. See, this is where I got confused
Yeah.
also. See, the stage 1 and stage 2 now are both located in Clerk Park. So easy peasy, you can just go from one to the
awesome.
other.
Oh, that's great.
What's going on Queen Street, that's with our next guest, Josh
Gotcha.
Ingram from the Downtown Association. So it
Okay.
just so happens that there's always a block party scheduled for the opening of Rotaryfest, but that is put on by the Downtown Association on Queen
Oh,
Street.
okay, so you're
we're
gonna
going to
find out
have
more.
some parties on Queen Street tomorrow, indeed, but that's not stage 1 or stage 2. It's
Okay.
a whole other thing, but they do share crowds back and forth, and they encourage people to flow back and
Sure,
forth
absolutely.
from Clerk Park to Queen Street.
Definitely.
Party time.
Big thing in the news.
What happened while I was busy?
The Detroit-Windsor Bridge, the new one, the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Okay.
The construction, the groundbreaking took place. So that's going to be in our next news block.
Ooh.
It's going to start in October, the construction.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be done by 2020. So we're looking at some of the pictures from yesterday
Who's
that
there?
are groundbreaking officials. And apparently the Detroit-Windsor trade route is the busiest in North America.
Wait a second.
What?
What is that? That's the bridge?
Yes.
That's what it's going to look like? Mm-hmm. What's the big cross building? Is that like where you come across the border? Is that like their customs plaza thing?
I'm not sure what
Nah,
that is.
that's a look at the.
Isn't that
Oh,
gorgeous,
okay. It's going to
though?
be beautiful. So what's this
Yeah.
replacing?
It's not replacing anything. It's
Was always a
brand new
tunnel?
one. Yeah.
There was never a bridge from Windsor to.
Yes, there is now. Yes.
Oh.
There's a bridge now, and the people actually who own the bridge, the current bridge, sued the government because they didn't want this second Gordie Howe Bridge to be built.
Oh.
Because now they've got some competition.
Oh.
So now there will be 2 bridges between Detroit
Well,
and
I'm
Windsor.
sure that with the traffic they can use 2
Well,
bridges.
sure,
But does that
right?
also mean a whole other customs station? Do they have 2 I don't understand how
betcha.
that works.
I bet you they do.
Do they get?
I do.
Or the bridges like side by side and they share the customs?
They're not side by
I don't
side.
understand.
No, there's. But you know what? Stay tuned for the news because I'll explain.
Oh, then I have to
I'll
watch
give
you
you-
then.
Sorry, honey, but you do.
When I watch the reruns, I just fast forward past.
Yeah.
It's like,
Don't stop me
Tim.
from babbling.
Yeah, no.
So we have lots of information coming up with Tim in our next chat segment with him, so stay with us. Mornings on TV with Luann and Tim.
Welcome back. I'm with Shawn Antler. Hello, Shawn.
Hi, Tim.
Nice to thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This is your first time on TV.
Yes, it is.
It won't be your last.
Oh, well.
I've known you, gosh, I think I met you probably as the mother of Katie Antler, who was a local performer. I spent a fair amount of time watching Katie on stage, joining Katie on stage.
Yes.
Where's Katie in the world now?
She's in the Ottawa Valley
Is she? With Kyle?
with Kyle McKee.
Still staying active musically?
Oh, yes, yes.
Great.
That will never end.
Hello, Katie. We miss you in Sault Ste. Marie. Come back to visit. She can't come home for Rotaryfest this year.
Unfortunately.
Otherwise, she'd probably be on the stage,
She
wouldn't
probably
she?
would be,
As somebody
yes.
who'd performed for Rotaryfest.
Yes, yes.
So, tell me about this Rotaryfest Rewind.
Well, Rotaryfest Rewind, I'm very excited about. There's been a lot of buzz about it, a lot of people talking, having great feedback. It was kind of a brainchild when I realized it was the 100th birthday for the Rotary Club of Sault Ste. Marie. I thought, let's do something special that we haven't done in the past.
And what the parade theme is also about the 100 years, like the past and the future kind
That's
of thing, right?
That's right.
So you thought you'd tie into that somehow?
I thought I'd tie into that a little bit.
See, I didn't know that you actually got to come up with the idea. I figured you
Well,
know,
this
book
is the
and-
first year.
Is it?
Yes.
You've never sort of
Yes.
designed the whole thing?
No, I never sort of.
You've been doing this for a number of years.
Yes, I have. Yes.
You took over from Jim and Marie, Jim Arcangeletti.
Yes, 10 years ago.
Jim and Marie moved down south to be closer to their kids.
That's right.
They were movers and shakers in this town.
They sure were.
When it came to theater, music, all these things.
Great people. As a matter of
Absolutely.
fact, I think the stage probably was quite a bit of Jim's idea in the beginning. So.
And you sort of were his Girl Friday kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. We started that in 1999, and from there, after they left, they asked if I would take over. I said, okay, for a year until you find somebody.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah,
I'll
then
do it
it's
for a
been-
year and then we'll see what happens. And now 10 years later,
Yes.
you're still here.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Well,
Volunteers like you make the world go round.
well, thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So you got the idea that you're going to go, like, sort of look to the past. Is that how this happened then?
Yes. I got the idea that if we could bring back bands from the past, kind of to span some of the decades over that 100-year period
Right.
of the Rotary Club of Sault Ste. Marie, it would be pretty cool.
Totally.
I wasn't sure how successful I would be for, obvious reasons. But, and my research, I started going back and
How
finding...
did you do that? How did you go and look at who the bands were that over the previous decades?
Well, I started at the Sioux Museum.
Oh, what a great idea.
And Rick Dotson was there, and they have a permanent display, a music gallery now at the museum.
Is that new? Is that something new?
I don't know how new it is, but
You were amazed by it, right?
I was amazed by it. I really was.
Tell me about the display.
So if you, when you go to the museum, you go up to the music display, and it's a room full of memorabilia, copies of albums that people have put out. But the thing that really helped me was they have a video loop, and they have still shots with names of the musicians on the screen, and going back from the days of the 20s, the 30s.
No kidding?
Right on up till the 80s. And
Whoa.
so I watched the loop about 4 times. Rick came up and sat with me. We
Yes.
discussed the number of bands.
Well, because Rick is a musician himself.
Yes, yes.
So he must have an interest in this,
Oh,
obviously.
yes, he does.
And so did you see, there was a time, probably, like my parents were married in the 50s, and they were of that generation where they would be able to go to these different clubs, the Palm Club, and then like they had clubs over bowling alleys and stuff
Oh, yes.
that were all just supper clubs and dancing clubs.
Yeah.
And they would actually get all dressed up on a Friday night, and they'd go with their friends, and there'd be a live band, and they would dance.
Yeah.
And then there were groups like the Fireflies and all these different local bands. Some of them actually went on to great success.
Yes.
So were you able to connect with some of these bands then?
Yes, I was.
How did you do that?
Well, A few of the musicians are still locally
Still
in town
around?
and actively playing
Still
music.
playing.
So I kind of geared towards those musicians, but then again, I had them send out feelers to people who they had played with, and so I did get response
that
from some of the bands.
sense.
Such as Pegasus and The
Remember
Dark
Pegasus?
Side and
Pegasus?
Polisi Bassoon, going
Okay,
way
now I
back.
remember that one.
Yeah, that's a Rusty McCarthy band. And
Oh,
Michael
wow.
Urich.
That explains it. Rusty's 105.
Yeah, Ray
so-
Gassy. So,
and the whole Gassy family. Oh, my gosh.
so we're you know, when that happened, I was excited because I thought the word's getting out there and people are willing. At first, I had a lot of naysayers saying, you'll never be able to do that. But I got real excited. My plan was to have bands from representing each decade from the 60s.
From the 60s up. Okay.
So I asked a lot of people. A lot of them had regrets for certain reasons. But when the end of the day, when I listed all the bands, I was surprised I had at least 2 bands from each decade.
You did it.
Yes, without really kind of inadvertently. So I was really excited about that.
So when we come back from break, we're going to find out about which bands you actually contacted with, who we're going to make contact with, and who we're going to see on these stages.
Okay.
And then let's talk a little bit about the help that you got along the way from some of your supporters.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
so
good.
this is great, Shawn. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks,
Stay
Tim.
tuned with another segment with Shawn Antler talking about Rotaryfest Stage 1, and this starts when?
It starts tomorrow,
Starts
Thursday.
tomorrow.
6
okay.
o'clock.
So stay tuned for more Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. We'll be right after this brief message. So you mentioned Rusty McCarthy already. You've made contact with Rusty. He's got a ton of connections. Rick Datson you mentioned already. Now, Rob figures of the Sioux metal scene. I didn't figure you for a metal girl.
Well, in doing my research, I decided to put together a list of all the musicians, and well, not musicians, but the bands who've ever played in Sault Ste. Marie, which was quite a task. But I thought if anybody else came along, they would have this to use.
So you sat down with that loop in the museum.
Yes.
And you counted.
Yes.
500.
Not on the loop. That's
no.
where Rob comes in. I contacted him, and he has a great source for all the rock and the metal bands, and we chatted for about an hour and a half on Facebook one day, and he gave me a list of many of those names.
And what about Adrian Valaka? How were you involved with Adrian?
Adrian's helped out with the tribute that we're doing on Saturday night.
Oh.
And so Mac Hedrick, who used to be a CKCY DJ,
Yes.
and is very knowledgeable about these things, he's coming to MC a tribute that we're doing for past bands, past venues, and musicians that have passed and are in rock and roll heaven.
Oh my gosh.
So
really?
so that's going to be something that we're doing. So that's where Adrian came in.
And I see another name in the music scene, Jim Traverson.
Yes, Jim. When we first started it, I had been inspired a little bit by 18 Forever. So I contacted Jim just to get his feeling, and he gave me quite a few names.
Does he produce that?
Well, he was involved with the committee that was involved with
18
that.
Forever. So now you've compiled, with all said and done, you ended up with a list. How extensive is it?
We're almost to 500 bands, which averaging 5 musicians a band is probably
2,500 musicians.
yeah.
You sort of have compiled lists of. That's great.
Yeah.
Now you're
Quite
a music
exciting.
historian too.
Yes.
So let's talk about the present. Let's talk about bringing the past to the present, what we
Yes.
can look forward to the lineup. Now,
Okay.
I got my facts a little mixed up. I remember back in the day when they used to sometimes have one of the stages set up on Queen Street, but that was stage 2.
Yes.
And we no longer close down Queen Street.
No.
So stage 1 and stage 2 are both now located in Clerk Park.
That's right.
So you can just go from one to the other.
That's right.
That makes a lot of sense,
Yes,
doesn't it?
yes.
So stage 1 is closer to the Bay Street?
Yes.
Okay. And so it starts tomorrow night.
Yes.
And who are we looking at for a lineup?
Well, we're looking at the 60s being represented, the 70s on that night. It's a little bit the older bands, but
Okay.
we have The Dark Side, Polisi Bassoon, Zach's All-Stars, the Northern Jazz Ensemble.
Zach's All-Stars? Oh, Aaron, you're too young. You got to go to this thing. Aaron, our cameraman, is a musician. Zach's All-Stars. We used to go to Zach's. It was now it's Koch's Corners.
Yes, yes.
Oh, they had the best bands, and he had a house band called Zach's All-Stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Pinder and Patches is going to close the night on Thursday.
You do not have champagne breakfast whaling. You got Martinelli, McGilvery, and Sue Roy?
Yes.
Oh my God. No, I think that was for my teenage, like my late teenage. I came back. Oh, Sue Martinelli, Kelly McGilvery, and Sue Roy were champagne breakfast, and then they went on to form the Whaling Aztecs with Aubrey Falls and Steve Burgess, and I'm missing people. But anyway, I love them. When is the 80s night?
Well, there's really not nights. It's just they're all mixed in because we wanted to reach a good demographic of people.
How many days does this go on?
We're there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
You've lined up all this for 3 nights. Okay, let's carry on. So we've got Zach's All-Stars, Road Fever, and then the Whaling Aztecs Champagne Breakfast. 90s.
The 90s are being represented by the Northern Jazz Ensemble.
Judy Holmes. I'm sorry, Judy Holmes.
Yeah, and Tripod the Dog.
Tripod the Dog. I remember Tripod the Dog too.
Right,
yes.
Right. And then we have representing the turn of the millennium, Odd Man Out.
Okay.
And that's Chester.
That's Chester. Well, now that's Aubrey as well.
Yeah, well, we have...
they rock. Wait, what's his name coming home from Ottawa?
Yeah, Richard Fullerton.
Richard Fullerton's coming back from Ottawa for that Chester reunion?
Yes, and Nick Roy is coming from Seoul, Korea for Odd Man Out.
Sue Roy's son, Nick, is coming home from Seoul. This is Shawn!
Yeah, many of the bands are coming from Southern Ontario, the Ottawa area. They have musicians that are coming. And
keep going. This is amazing.
It's great. We have then the most recent decade will be a very popular band called Turn Her Up, and the kids from Mustang Sally are going to do the set right after the parade.
Okay, if you have not seen Mustang Sally, these are the kids from Cora. Oh, amazing musicians. Okay.
And the Suicide Kings will also be. They were really popular in the 2012. To 15. So they're going to be there. Give us a little taste of a little bit hard rock, but still family oriented.
Love it. It's all for families.
Yes, yes.
What are your hours? What are the hours that...
Thursday will be 6 to 11. Friday will be 5:30. Friday,
11?
yeah, we have a tribute on Friday night. Mustang Heart's doing a tribute to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, Journey and Bon Jovi.
Journey and Bon Jovi from Mustang Heart.
And then Treble Charger is closing on Friday night, the headliner.
Yeah, see now Erin's really excited.
Yeah.
They're closing on what night?
Friday night.
Friday night?
10 o'clock.
And then Saturday, what hours are they?
Saturday, 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yeah. Now our headliner goes on at 8:30, the Stampeders. Because we want to make sure we get people down to the grounds, and then we have Dustin Jones and the Rising Tide opening for the Stampeders, and with their version of Celtic rock. So we have some new things. Another thing new this year is we're introducing some original music to the stage. For years we've been trying to get a little bit, so we've encouraged some of these bands to play a couple of their
original
self-penned songs, and
that's a brilliant thing.
Yeah.
And so then the Juno Award-winning Stampeders at 8:30 on the Saturday to wrap it all up.
No, that's Chester will close the night.
Oh, that's Chester comes on for the late show.
And then we'll have the car draw.
And then the car draw after that.
Yeah. I know, hey?
I love this. Now, what's this beach party thing?
Well, the beach party is something that we're going to throw on Saturday. I've always wanted to do, I'm a real parrot head, so I've wanted to do a Jimmy Buffett tribute. So where it's going to be a tribute with some Jimmy Buffett songs, some Beach Boys songs.
Bob Marley.
People to put on their beach party outfits.
Dress code is your best beach party attire and bring your +1 or 10 friends along. I love that.
So, and
giveaways?
Yeah, we're going to have a few little
beach-themed giveaways?
Yeah, giveaways. And we are doing a photo frame for people to come and take some candid shots in.
And then Rick is actually going to, you talked about the museum and the display they have. He's actually going to have a mobile version of that on site.
Yes. Yes.
So while you're enjoying the bands that have been in Sault Ste. Marie over the years, you can actually look at the museum display courtesy of Rick Daxon and the Sault Ste. Marie Museum.
Right.
Honestly. And what else you should mention here? Oh, these are the different places that they're representing. Remember the Airways, Motor Hotel, the Central, the Eastgate, Victoria, the Vic, the Royal on Queen Street, Harmony Beach Hotel, the Dewdrop Inn, the Nicolette. All these bands played there.
Yeah. Well, we had bands that have played in those places, and so hopefully people who have went to those places will come out. Dante's Inferno is not on there. That was a teen club.
Beautiful. So there's something for everyone. This is non-stop, Shawn.
And we do have a committee that works on this.
Who helped you out?
Our incomparable stage manager is Valerie Plus.
Love her.
You know
Hi,
Valerie.
Val. Yeah, very
we
well.
have a new assistant stage director this year. His name's Nicholas Pavoni.
Okay.
So he's going to be there side by side with me.
Excellent.
Being my runner this year.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Barbo,
The
good friend
best.
of mine. She's always there with great ideas. Actually, she came up with the idea of the T-shirts, and Nyla Moss designed the T-shirts.
Oh, Nyla Moss from the downtown,
From
Rotaryfest.
Right. So
Great teamwork.
yeah, it's
Shawn, it sounds like you've got everything, your ducks are all in a row, and now it's just, the only thing that has to happen now is that people have to come out and enjoy the entertainment that you've done such an amazing job of lining up. You and your
Thank you.
team have done, you've outdone yourselves.
Thank you.
So this is Rotaryfest Stage 1
Right.
in Clerk Park starting tomorrow, Thursday.
Yes.
6 o'clock tomorrow.
6 o'clock tomorrow.
5:30 Friday.
Yeah.
And Saturday 3.
1.
1.
Right
Okay. And
after the
everything's,
parade.
everything's available on the Rotaryfest website.
That's what I was just going to say. Rotaryfest.com or the Facebook page for Rotaryfest, the Sioux Summer Festival. So.
My friend Shawn Antler, congratulations, and we'll be there. I'll see you down there.
Okay.
And we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim. The news is next. Thanks for being with us this beautiful Wednesday morning. See you in a minute.
Made me so excited that last segment to go to Rotaryfest tomorrow night.
I know, and so Rotaryfest is actually like Clerg, which is the
Yes.
stage where the bands are
1 and 2.
playing. So there's so much to do. I mean,
I know.
Start off. Well, I guess logistically you would probably start off on Queen Street because it starts first at 6, and then you can enjoy Beauty and the Beast. Then you could go down and enjoy the bands, and then come back to Queen Street and
Have
enjoy the
lots
other
of
bands,
wines and
and
cake.
wander the street and
Awesome.
prizes, door prizes, vendors, all kinds of art.
Yeah.
Checkers
Looking
and
forward.
checkers on the street, and oh my gosh.
Looking forward to it. And listen to your soul. Thanks so much for watching us today.
And we'll
be
see
back
you
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Woohoo!
Beginning
On
of
TV.
Rotaryfest. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you at Rotaryfest tomorrow.